For our offices in San Diego, undoubtedly one of the most common plans we get requested to review with our clients are those plans from the nationwide insurance carrier Blue Shield. So that means today we're going to talk about 3 plans from Blue Shield, a quick review of the Blue Shield options for Medicare health plans here in San Diego in 2025, including a PPO, which seems to be having a huge renaissance. Hi, I'm Michael, and this is Michael's Medicare. And if you or somebody you know has questions about their Medicare health plan options, please feel free to reach out to us at the information down below, and me or somebody from my team will be happy to assist them over the phone or in person at one of the many offices we have across Southern California in English or Espanol. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. So, Blue Shield. Love them or hate them, one thing is for sure that they are popular, especially for our clients in San Diego County. And furthermore, being a massive insurance behemoth, they tend to have plans that have a little something something for everybody, including the increasingly in-demand PPO plans in San Diego, as the doctors' networks seem to be getting more and more picky about which Medicare health plans they accept, if any at all. So we start to see the carriers who can support the cost of a PPO start to release them more and more, and really clients requesting them more and more. But that aside, they are not magic bullets, and oftentimes PPOs, wider doctors' networks come at the expense of plan costs, copays, premiums, and deductibles, and so on. So the benefits of PPOs really can be a trade-off. So I guess since we're already talking about PPO, let's start with the Blue Shield PPO. And in this case, it's in San Diego called the Blue Shield Select PPO plan. Now, the biggest benefit to the PPO plan is the fact that they have both in-network and out-of-network doctors available. But for services that are out-of-network, the coverage has considerably less assistance paying for those costs when someone chooses an out-of-network provider versus an in-network provider. The biggest way to see this is to look at the maximum out-of-pocket or MOOP on the plan, which is the limit to how much an enrolled Medicare beneficiary could spend within the year for their healthcare costs. And if you look at the in-network maximum out-of-pocket, it's still pretty high as far as Medicare Advantage plans go at $4,200. But when we look at the total cost for out-of-network possible, the MOOP out-of-network, it's at $8,950. So that's basically more than double. Additionally, when we look at the cost to go to visit a doctor, we can compare the in-network doctor's copays of $5 and specialists at $25 to the out-network cost, which is set at a percentage, a co-insurance of 30%. Now remember, bear in mind that under just original plain old Medicare Part B, original Medicare Part B, the doctor's coverage is set at 20% responsibility to the enrolled member. So it has a 10% higher coinsurance to go see a doctor on the PPO, but that's just out of network. And lastly, and most noticeable with regards to the cost on the PPO, there is a monthly premium of $41 per month, which is a very reasonable premium for a health insurance plan. But you also have to consider that that $41 is going to be added on top of the $185 a month that must be paid to keep the Medicare Part B enrollment that qualifies one to be enrolled in the Blue Shield PPO plan. So when you put the two together, that comes out to $226 per month before any sort of usage is used, just to have the option to go see those out-of-network doctors. In some cases, for some clients, it totally makes sense to pay the extra cost. If they have those doctors that they must keep and they only take PPO, or maybe perhaps they have pending procedures, or they travel around the country a lot and want to have the option to go to out-of-network doctors anywhere in the country, it totally makes sense. But there should be some very serious consideration if PPO plans are the right fit for somebody, if it fits their budget, if it fits their needs, and if it fits their healthcare goals before someone enrolls into it, because they're expensive. Now, in contrast to the Blue Shield Select PPO plan, which has some significant strong spots and some significant weaknesses, to have to be balanced out, there is a more tried and true Blue Shield plan that has been around for really quite some time in San Diego, which has a nice spread of benefits and costs as well as doctors' networks, which is the Blue Shield 65 Plus. This plan is going to be an HMO plan, meaning that access will be limited to in-network doctors only, but the cost reflects that in the fact that it is lower. For example, the MOOP, or the maximum out-of-pocket for the year, is going to be set at $1,800. Still on the medium well-done side of MOOPs, but considerably better than what we saw on the PPO. Doctor visits are at $0 for primary care doctors and $5 for specialists. And for lab work, x-rays, it's a $0 copay with larger tests, think MRIs or EKGs or PET scans, to be at a $50 copay. So still very reasonable. Oh, and I mentioned there's no monthly premium like there is on the PPO plan. So the costs are going to be much closer to what that average Medicare baseline cost is in 2025, but it still allows beneficiaries to keep some of the most important doctor networks in San Diego, like Scripps and Mercy and Primary Care Associates, just to name a few. Last of the day, let's talk about the Blue Shield plan that is going to be fundamentally different in its plan design than the other two that we've already talked about, because this one really is going to focus specifically on special needs beneficiaries. And one special needs beneficiaries type that this one focuses on is going to be those folks who have eligibility for both Medicare and Medi-Cal, or Medi-Medi as it's called here in California. What makes this plan different is the fact that the cost for basically all healthcare services, things like doctor visits, premiums, deductibles, hospitalizations, etc., all that is going to be a flat $0 amount because Medi-Cal or Medicaid is helping pay for those benefits. These plans tend to have even more unique extra benefits that are only available to these Medi-Medi type of Medicare Advantage plans. So I would want to say the highlight to this one, a strong point for this plan, is going to be the fact that they have benefits for an additional money for things like groceries and healthy food allowances, as well as comprehensive, no additional cost dental coverage, and even $1,500 worth of hearing allowances and $200 a year to buy glasses from the optometrist. This means that for folks who have both Medicare and full no-cost Medi-Cal assistance, Blue Shield brings the Blue Shield networks, the Blue Shield extra benefits, and the $0 cost aspect to our clients in San Diego. So needless to say, for those folks who have both Medi-Medi, it's yet another great Blue Shield option. So there you have it. You can see that Blue Shield, as such a well-established company, specifically in San Diego, has the ability to offer a wide range of plans and benefits that can be a big help to Medicare beneficiaries, regardless of the type of healthcare needs that they have. Also, there is the stability and the resources from such a big company that helps to accommodate for some of those niche communities that can benefit most from these types of plans. But with all that being said, if you or somebody you know has questions about their plans or their Medicare healthcare options, please feel free to reach out to us at the information down below to either me or somebody from my team. We'll be happy to assist them in person or over the phone at one of our many Southern California offices in English or Espanol. So for Michael's Medicare, I, of course, am Michael, hoping that you have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.